Right, welcome to Manor Park. It's Friday afternoon, and as ever, Tim and I are doing the last walkabout before the sale, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because Paul will be here next week to do a little bit more in depth, but Tim and I are going to tell you what's coming this week.
Yes.
So,
exciting mix of cars, Jim. Should we start off with this one here?
yes, let's do that.
So, what we have here is a Mercedes 107 300 SL R107.
Yep, nice colour.
Nice colour, smoke silver apparently.
Yes.
Now, it's on a D-Reg. It's got an MOT.
Yeah.
It's done 150,000 miles, and it's had 2 owners from new.
Really?
So the last owner, the vendor, has had it since the early 90s. He bought it with 5,000 miles on the clock, and he's done the rest of the mileage. Trips to Europe, trips around the UK. He's loved and cherished this car. But unfortunately, the time has now come for him to sell it.
A shame.
And one of the reasons why it's being sold is because there is a problem with it.
Okay.
So basically, it's very temperamental whether it's going to start or not.
Okay.
And even when it has started, it tends to overheat and then it won't start again.
Okay.
So it has a mechanical or it has a electrical issue which needs getting to. Obviously needs sorting, but notwithstanding that, it's a 300 SL with tons of history, with low owners, in the right colour, with alloys, with a hard top, and with a beautiful interior. Now, the reason why we've got that mechanical problem on it, Jim, is, well, who knows, but it means that this price, the price in this car, is going to be about £5,000 or £6,000. That's what the estimate is.
Lots of
So
car.
I think there's a potential bargain there for somebody. If you're handy with the spanners, that might be one for you. To do a bit of deviling, see if you can fix it. The owner would love it to be fixed and to go back on the road. He would love it. Yeah. He's very, 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 very fond of this car.
I can see it's a pretty car, the right wheels, hard top, nice interior.
It's a beauty.
Yeah.
It's had a bit of paint over the years, as you can tell.
That's entitled to.
But you know what? It's 30 odd years old, coming up to 40 years old.
Wow.
It's a beauty. But it does need that issue sorting.
Yeah, what a shame. But on a Mercedes of this age, they're quite simple, aren't they? So it could be something simple. It might not.
You'd like to think so. You'd like to think it was simple, but who knows? Who knows?
Okay.
So that's that one.
That's that one.
Let's go and have a look at this other Mercedes here then, Jim. So this is slightly earlier era. So this is a late 70s 450 SEL. A whole dollop of Mercedes.
Isn't it?
As you can tell. Astral silver with the blue leather interior. This car's done just shy of 180,000 miles. But that V8 engine, if you look after it, is pretty bulletproof.
It is. And what I like about this car is it's got the double bumpers, which was a thing back in the day. And some of them didn't. And that was a big thing. And it's got the Mexican hat alloys. So it's very much, well, possibly factory standard.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? You'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Charlotte, just have a look at that interior there, because notwithstanding the fact there's a little bit of wear on the bolster,
and
there's a little bit of cracking.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, a little bit of cracking on the veneer. It's a really nice place to be in there. They certainly, I mean, these things were built when Mercedes were at the pinnacle of build quality.
A real Mercedes.
A proper Mercedes. History-wise, we've got some history on it. We've got a stamped service book, mostly with Mercedes-Benz stamps in it. It has actually got a current MOT as well, notwithstanding the fact it's MOT exempt.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, guide on that, £9,000, something like that, I think. We'll probably get that sold.
Wow.
So
what a nice car that is.
Supercar, that one.
Proper Mercedes.
It is indeed.
Aye. Okay.
Now, shall we have a look at this one, Jim?
Let's have a look at this.
Right, so what's this one then?
Well, this is a Ford Cortina Lotus.
Right.
So a Lotus Cortina Mark II.
Mark II.
At some point in its life, it's being painted in Alan Mann race colours, which was a thing.
Yes.
And that's absolutely fine because Alan Mann racing was a big thing back in the day.
Okay.
And Lotus Cortinas did come in these colours.
Yes.
So, but I think this one's been done afterwards. But I have to say, having a quick look round it before, it's been done exceptionally well because it's quite detailed under the bonnet.
Yes.
That's painted. What does interest me is it's got these little plaques on it about Dave Brooks.
Oh, right. Okay.
Who was a competition.
Just have a look at this plaque over there, Charlotte.
He
Just
built
have a look
competition engines.
Right.
And it's an 01270 number, so he's in the crew area.
Okay.
So this must be something special.
Yeah.
The car itself, it looks lovely, I have to say.
Does. It does.
Yeah.
There's one or two little bits on it, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
there
the
is.
overall effect is very pleasing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it looks, it's I like it, me.
And what's the price guide on that one, Jim?
The price guide on this, I believe it's somewhere around the 15 mark.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But you look at that engine, there's the important stamp, Lotus.
Yeah, that's the business end.
That's the business end.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we're just in the cleaning of it now, so there's a few bits of...
And that's all solid.
It's solid.
There, isn't it?
The engine plaque, everything that you'd expect to see is there.
Yeah.
And again, it's got some little plaques here, which are quite nice.
Yeah.
Just showing a bit of history about the car. So it is.
All adds to the authentication, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes. Okay.
And then we move on to... Well, we've got Mark here, who's just doing our balloting for us.
Yes.
And he's just cleaning this XR2. I think we touched on this last week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but this is the 1983 left-hand drive XR2.
Yeah, okay.
But Mark is just making it pretty for us.
Making it pretty. Now, I've just been out in this, actually.
Have you?
Taking a tracking video.
Yeah.
And it drives really nicely.
Does it?
I was pleasantly surprised. For a 40-year-old Fiesta, I've had a few, and they are a bit rattly. And this one is a bit rattly.
Didn't you have one on Mercury Grey?
I did have Mercury.
Yeah,
I did. That was
you might have mentioned that.
I might have mentioned that.
Yeah.
I like my XR2s. This one drives very nicely. Engine sounds sweet. It looks the part as well. There's a bit of paint fade, obviously.
Paint fade,
the old
red cars for you. But that'll come back, I'm sure.
Yeah. And what are we guiding this one on, Jim? Have we got an idea on this one?
Well, I think this is somewhere around £5,000 to £6,000.
Okay.
So it's not expensive.
No, absolutely not a huge heap of money.
No, it's not for an XR2.
Okay.
And there aren't many of these left now, as you say, are there?
No, not at all.
Not many at all.
Okay.
So,
should we have a look at that Jaguar there then?
So
this is in a similar way that the 450 SEL was top of the tree in terms of that range. This is the top of the tree for the XJ series.
It is.
V12. Sovereign. Okay.
Yeah, this was the one.
So this is a Jaguar rather than a Daimler, isn't it?
Yes, this is the Jaguar.
Okay.
And I like this. The colour's lovely.
Yeah.
So it's quite different. And it's what they call the pepper pot wheels, which are quite nice.
Yes.
It had a sunroof fitted at some point in its life, which is aftermarket.
Yes.
Which was quite a common thing back in the day. So it's a glass one, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
So it brings some more light into the car.
Yes.
But this is a nice car, rare car now.
Rare. Needs a bit of recommissioning, I believe.
Yeah, it does. It does. Needs a bit of getting out.
Needs getting that. But 73,000 miles, which is pretty low for the year.
Pretty nice,
That's
isn't
what's
it?
showing on it.
Yeah.
And the interior, actually. Do you want me to open up that door for you there,
The interior is quite nice.
Have a look at the interior, because these cars are all about the interior, really.
It's traditional Jaguar, isn't it?
The walnut. Yeah, you got that there, Charlotte. So price-wise on this one, Jim, you're looking at a no reserve, because it does need a bit of recommissioning.
Well, lovely car, isn't it, for no reserve?
It is. It is.
So, Tim, what's this?
Yeah, so this is something very rare, actually, apparently. I don't know a huge amount about it, but it's a Ford Eifel, which I believe is based on the Ford Model C.
A bit like yourself, you're a bit of an Eifel.
You've been working on that.
I have, haven't I?
You've been planning
3
that.
days I've been working on that.
3 days. So, thank you, Jim. So, lovely two-tone, as you can tell. Late 30s, 36, 37, something like that. We believe that this car started life in Denmark.
Right.
And it's been sort of owned in France as well. And it's made its way over the channel at some point in time. So here it is. It's a left hooker. It's a very sweet-looking thing. It's very sweet, it looks tidy-ish, considering its age. Price-wise on that one, I think we're looking at about £5,000, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is, not a huge amount of money for something that's nearly 100 years old, Jim.
It is, and I think it's very, very pretty.
It is,
look inside there. How nice is that?
Yeah. And it kind of fits quite nicely with the other 30s offerings we've got.
It does.
We've got that nice Rover P2, haven't we? And the Sunbeam Talbot as well.
Yeah.
And the Singer.
Yeah.
So, we've got a nice selection of 30s stuff.
Yeah,
for people to come and have a look at.
It's just a good-looking car.
It is,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
A notch back on the boot. Quite like that.
Yeah. Right, Jim.
Well, now
another Merc.
Another Merc. However, being a big fan of Dallas, this is the proper Bobby Ewing spec car, isn't it?
It is the right colour for Bobby.
Right colour. It's a 500, which is nice.
Okay.
It's got, obviously in red, signal red, I think they called it back then.
Okay.
It's got a red leather interior, which is in remarkably good condition.
Yep.
And it's got the hard top with it still, and it does have the rear seat option.
Okay.
And it does have this rubber boot spoiler, which is very, very period of the time.
Those were fitted to the 500s, weren't they?
They were, and it's got the aftermarket alloy wheels on, which kind of suits it. However, the car is a project. It was a barn find.
Yes.
But And here's the thing.
I've spotted it.
You've spotted it.
I've spotted it. Yes.
That number plate, 1936ND,
Yeah.
comes with the car.
Wow.
Okay, V5, everything, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
So bear in mind the car is a project. However, it doesn't look that bad.
No, it doesn't.
It is a barn find.
One or two areas, isn't it? Cosmetically,
one or two areas.
One or two bits and bobs just need tidying. But you know, front wings and round here as well.
Yep. Now in the paperwork, there's well, it's not an invoice, is it? It is a quotation from a number plate company.
Right.
That have valued that number plate at over £3,500.
Yeah.
So
I can see it.
Yeah. How you split it, how you value it, I don't know. So take the plate aside. The car itself has to be £5,000 or £6,000.
Yes.
If the plate is 3.5 plus, you know, you've got £8,500, £9,000 worth of complete car there.
Yeah.
However, somewhere between 6 and 7 will probably buy that.
It'll need an MOT, won't it, before you transfer the
plate? It will,
That's
at this stage. It's not quite MOT exempt till next year.
Okay.
But again, as we know, colours are always very, very, colours can make or break a car.
Yes.
An SL in red
at
107 from the era is a very, very desirable car.
Yes.
So, yes, someone's in for a treat with this.
Yep,
but it is a restoration project.
Of course.
It's not turnkey.
No.
It doesn't run at this moment in time, and we haven't tried to because it was found in a barn.
Right.
However, nice car.
Yep. Okay. Let's have a look at these.
Let's have a look at these. Which one do you want to go with first?
Well, I'd like to go with that one.
This one,
the Coral. That's a right-hand driver. So I'm guessing it's a UK car. This one, Jim.
I think it is. But we need to check that so people can check on that one.
Yes. Okay. So this is the coral colour, isn't it? 31,000 miles showing on the on the dash there. K-Reg, early 70s.
1972. I'm looking at that, thinking that was probably when it was supplied. So Trust Motors UK dealer.
Yes.
It has the Webasto style sunroof.
Yes.
And again, it's very cute, isn't it?
This has obviously had a lot of money spent on it, Jim.
It has.
It looks in great nick.
It does. It's very nice. Good colour as well.
Yeah. And price-wise on that one, Jim?
Price-wise, I think it's somewhere between 9 and 11.
Right, okay.
There or thereabouts.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Is this the one with the uprated engine, the 650?
I believe.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I believe
so you get
is.
the benefit of the Fiat 126 650 engine and synchromesh as well on the gearbox.
Yeah, so
it just makes it a bit more
usable.
It's
a bit of everything. It does, doesn't it?
Makes
it does.
a bit more. Yeah, okay.
And then we go to this.
So a little red. This is a left hooker.
Left hooker.
Red.
Again,
looks in great
sunroof.
nick.
It's completely restored.
Right. Okay.
Now, I'm told by the vendor the car was in a Fiat showroom on display.
Right. And why is it unregistered, Jim? What's going on there?
No, it is registered.
It is registered.
Just the plates aren't
Oh, missing
put
the
on
plates. Okay, fine.
Yeah, just missing the plates. But the car is lovely. The things that I do notice about it are, though, it's got 126 wheels on it.
It has.
And it's got a different steering wheel.
Yes.
But, you know,
yeah.
I think they suit it.
Yes.
And they're easily transferable should you wish to. But the car's quality, paintwork, interior is absolutely
lovely, doesn't it?
impeccable. You can see the number plate in the back there, so it's
on,
it's on a J
so it's
plate.
on a J, yeah.
It's on a J, so 1971.
Okay.
But it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
And price-wise on that one, Jim, is that the same as the Coral wrong? Or
it's in the same ballpark. I'm thinking somewhere between 8 and 10 is going to get you that car. But it is left hooker, so that's your difference.
Yeah.
However, it is completely and utterly nut and bolt.
Yeah, looks
it's
great.
It's a very nice car. It's beautiful.
So we've got two Fiat 500s.
We've got
another
three.
One.
We have another one, which we'll come to in a second.
Okay, we'll come to that one there. Shall we have a wander along this line
Let's
here?
have a wander along. So that we know about.
Yeah. The MGB
this one.
GT. So, yeah, this has got a fantastic little story, this car. So it's done just under 60,000 miles. It's a very early rubber bumper, as you can tell. Flamenco red, heritage certificate. It's just great to see a rubber bumper MGB that hasn't been messed around with.
Yes, it is.
It's entirely, from what I can make out, it's entirely original. It's had some paintwork over the years.
Yeah.
It's got this aftermarket pop-up sunroof, very 70s, 80s period.
Yes.
But it's got the original interior. And it comes to us, again, from long-term ownership. It's only had 3 owners in its life, all in the Warrington area.
That's nice, isn't it?
So it's a local car. There's lots of history with it. It's just a nice thing, and it's right up my street, this, because it's so original.
It's a bit of you, isn't it? It's very tidy inside, isn't it?
Very tidy.
It's very tidy.
The owner tells us he's recently spent £500 on it, just recommissioning, because it was stood in his garage for a while. So he sent it off to a specialist, and they just recommissioned it, got it running, and it now runs as it should.
Nice.
And I think, I think these are still underpriced. As a starter classic, ideal.
Yes.
Very affordable. You can get all the parts. The insurance isn't too bad. It needs a little bit of getting at.
Yeah, it's the odd rust bubble, but not many.
But not that much. Just on the near side, just down there. But overall, I think it presents really, really nicely.
No, I agree.
And I think somebody.
Much is this?
Well, that's a no reserver.
Wow. We love that.
Yeah, it's coming as a no reserve. I think by rights it should do 3.5, 4, something like that on the day, but who knows?
Might surprise you.
Yeah, who knows?
Might
Maybe
surprise
a touch
you.
more. Maybe a touch more. Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully
Let's walk down. So we did that single last week.
Yeah,
we did the 2CV.
Now here's an interesting bit of kit, Jim.
Very.
Look at this little beauty here. So
isn't it lovely?
it's great. So you can channel your inner Eric Carlson, who I believe used to rally these in the 60s. So these were a big counterpart of the Mini, Mini Cooper, the Monte Carlo rallies. This is the car that Eric Carlson used to bounce off snowdrifts on the Monte Carlo rally. He had a certain style when he went rallying, and this was the car he used. This little car is so sweet. It was driven here by the vendor, probably 1.5, 2 hours distance away.
Really?
The little 2-stroke engine sounds lovely. It's a bit smoky, but they all were.
Oh, they all are.
They all were. It
Yeah.
sounds waspish, I think is the word that Damien used to describe it.
Did he?
We believe that the interior is largely original.
It looks it.
It's certainly had paintwork over the years, as you would expect.
But do you know what I like about it? A lot of these have been made to look like rally cars. Okay, there's a leaning towards it with the rear spotlight and the exhaust pipe, but fundamentally it's pretty standard, isn't it?
It is. It is. One thing to bear in mind with this one, Jim, it's column shift.
Yes.
So it's not traditional,
But once you
manual
get used
floor
to it, it's
mounted.
fine.
Once you get used to it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Guide price on that one as well. I was quite surprised by it. £7,500, £8,000 would probably buy this.
Yeah.
For a rare little car. And so sweet. I was really taken with that car.
Yeah, I suspect our tall friend, Mr. Cowland, will have a liking to
Yes,
that.
he probably will
with
actually.
his
Yes,
Saab
he'll
background.
like that, won't he?
Do you know what I like about it? The badge. It's the
Ah,
aeroplane.
yes, it's an aeroplane, isn't it?
Yeah, which is a rare thing in itself, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't let the left-hand drive configuration put you off, guys. It's very easy to get used to.
Yeah, very. Sometimes it's an advantage.
Well, certainly when you tour in Europe,
Yeah.
which is a possibility with that, I guess.
It is, isn't it?
You certainly won't see another one.
It's nice, that.
Let's have a wander down here. So here's
So
a
we've got
Land
this.
Series 3, I believe, Jim. It's a project. It needs getting at.
Yeah.
Hence, it's no reserve.
Or does it?
Well,
shabby
exactly.
chic,
The
isn't
shabby
it?
chic. You go with the patina look.
Yeah.
It just needs going through, I think. It starts, runs, drives, it brakes. I took it for a drive this morning. It's a typical, 50-year-old Land Rover. So it does need a bit of getting at. But notwithstanding that, it's no reserve. And it's a good basis to start off with.
And did it drive here? I think it did.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. Yes, I'm guessing so.
I mean, I know what you mean about restoration, but sometimes Land Rovers especially just lend themselves to, yes, mechanically sort it out, but then leave it.
Leave it, yeah.
Because it's got a look, hasn't it?
It has got a look, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that one.
That's that one.
And then down here, Jim, we've got something really special, which I know you know all about.
Yes.
So on the face of it, it looks like an early 60s Beetle, but with a twist.
It's not. It is left-hand drive, but that's not the twist. Now, this car is quite a famous car because it was auctioned, I believe, by David Tennant.
Oh, right, okay.
For,
yes, the Doctor Who chap.
Doctor Who chap.
Yeah.
For charity last year on TV.
Right.
Now, what makes it different is it's electric.
Okay.
Now,
right.
We're very
We're
very pleased here to have our first electric car.
Now, this is going to open up a whole load of debate about the merits of classic cars and electric and putting them together.
Yes.
Isn't it?
But what you've got to bear in mind with this is, if you were taking it to central London, you've got no charges, no nothing, running costs, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
It was built by the company in North Wales. I think that chap, Moggy, who's the expert on these things, built the car.
Yes.
It's certainly different.
Yeah.
I dread to think how much money it cost.
Yes.
You know, the vendor has said it was in excess of £70,000 to make it what it is.
Yes.
But it's a Beetle. Nobody knows any different.
No.
It's just electric.
And it'll be fairly quick off the mark, I would have thought.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Apparently so. But you know what?
Because it looks stock, doesn't it?
It looks completely stock, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
now,
just...
price-wise on this Jim, you mentioned £70,000 there to build.
That's what it cost to build.
Where are we price-wise?
It made an awful lot of money at the charity auction, I have to say. And it has all its charging points in the back as well. So it comes complete with its cables and everything else.
Right.
It's going to be somewhere between £21,000 and £24,000.
Okay.
But that is considerably cheaper than it cost to build and what it made last time.
Yeah.
But do you know what? The more I look at it, the beautiful baby blue, it's got the factory sunroof.
Yeah.
The interior is beautiful. Not only is it being made electric, it's also fully restored.
Yeah.
So it ticks both boxes.
It's a fine looking classic, isn't it?
Isn't it beautiful?
So if you want to be environmentally friendly and get into classic car motoring, that's probably the one for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And whatever you may think about it, it is the future.
It is.
So
absolutely. Rightly or wrongly.
Yeah, rightly or wrongly, it is the future.
Now, this is something right up your street,
Oh,
Jim.
yes.
Estoril Blue, I think I'm right in saying.
Yes, very well done.
Thank you. You see, I'm learning every day off you. This is the 330i E46.
Yes.
Okay.
Go on.
Going well so far. Clubsport.
Hey!
There you go. Right, okay. Tell me a little bit more about it then.
Well, as you say, it's Estoril Blue, grey leather. This car comes to us from a lovely chap, Jared, who brought it down to us yesterday. And guess what? He brought biscuits.
Did he?
Yeah.
We like that, don't we?
He watched our last video and brought us biscuits.
We like biscuits.
Problem was, he ate most of them while he was here. But anyway, this car is absolutely beautiful. Stock standard. It's not been messed with. A lot of these were. There was only 600 of these built.
Is that right?
Back in the day in 2003. That was it.
Gosh.
And
he's in the owners club as well, by the way.
Yeah, he's a big owners club. He's a big BMW collector. He has several BMWs.
Right.
But this is beautiful. They were something of a thing back in the day. When they were made, they were lighter than a standard 330.
Yeah.
They had the unique wheels, the unique rear spoiler. They came with 3 gearboxes, which was manual, SSG, and the automatic. This is the automatic, standard automatic gearbox.
Standard auto, right,
which
okay.
arguably is the better gearbox for them.
Yeah.
But it's just condition-wise, it's absolutely like new.
It looks in great nick, doesn't it?
It is beautiful.
I mean, the
very
paintwork's super. The alloys
beautiful.
are really nice nick.
Well, he spent £600 refurbing the alloys, not because they were damaged, he just wasn't happy with them.
Yeah.
And then he put a set of brand new Uniroyal tyres on.
I mean, that's somebody who loves his cars.
Oh, he loves his cars. He loves his car. And he's actually... he's actually quite upset because it sits in his collection in his garage.
Yes.
And because that is the case, the battery went flat.
Right.
Okay. He put a new battery on, and of course, what does it do? Engine management
light.
Standard thing, flat battery, engine management light comes on. So the engine management light is on, but we'll get that looked at, see if we get it knocked off. But it's all because it's just had a new battery.
Okay.
But
now then,
stunning.
The big question, Jim, price-wise on that one, because that's a rare thing, isn't it?
Exceedingly rare, yes. Well, there's 2 ways to look at it. If it was an M3 in that condition, it would be 20 plus probably. If it was a 330 Sport, it would be £7,000 to £8,000 in that condition. This is somewhere in the middle. So you might think to yourself, okay, it's £10,000 to £12,000. It should be, but it's not. Somewhere between 8 and 10 would buy that car.
Okay.
Well, that's
great. And that engine is a honey.
Oh, it's bulletproof, but it's only done 64,000 miles.
Yeah.
It comes with the plate, and technically that's not a personalised plate. The car comes from Bavarian garages who are in Belfast.
Right.
So that was the plate it was originally issued with.
Okay.
You can take that off, no biggie. But that is, as 330 Club Sports go,
that's a super.
That's one of the best I've seen.
That's a super one. Okay, I like that.
Like that, okay.
Porsche 944 here.
Yes.
Jim, have I said that correctly? Because I seem to remember a little bit of...
well, it's a little bit more. Have you?
Go on, let's have a look. What is it? It's a 16-valve Ventula. Is that right?
Close.
Yeah?
Yeah, again, a little bit rare as 944s go. Didn't make many of them. They just had a little bit more about them than the standard 944.
Okay.
Now this is good colour. Now then, it's got the factory sunroof,
Yep.
which is metal,
Yep.
but it's also got the glass one in the boot.
All right.
So
okay.
you can
Super.
take this out,
Super.
leave it out, or you can put the glass one in
Yep.
to get more light. Nice thing to have with the
Now,
car.
I've heard a whisper that this car is famous in soap circles,
It is.
because I thought I recognised it. One, Mr. Robert Sugden, I believe, on Emmerdale Farm.
Are you a
Or
fan?
Emmerdale. Yes, I am. And I remember he used to ride around in this. I'm not sure of the actor's name, but the character's name was Robert Sugden.
Really?
I'm guessing that was his car. May well have had different reg plates, maybe, but notwithstanding that, it certainly looks the same
Famous car.
Yeah, okay. So a little bit of a celebrity twist.
I used to watch Emmerdale, but just for the fresh air.
Bum bum!
Hey! But it is nice,
It's
isn't
clean,
it?
isn't it?
Very.
Interior
And
is
again,
clean.
944s are on the up.
Yeah, now let's talk about price on that one, Jim. Where do we need to be on that one?
I think it's somewhere between £6,000 and £8,000.
Okay.
Which is not a lot of money for what it is.
No.
It's a Porsche.
Yeah, and it's a nice looking Porsche
It's a nice
as well.
looking Porsche and a great colour.
Okay.
Yeah, we
good
like
stuff.
that.
Yep. Okay, great.
Now then, we go over here.
Now then,
We've got cars scattered everywhere,
we
haven't
have
we?
today, haven't we?
It's been
There's
a
a
busy
couple over
week.
here first, isn't
We'll
there?
do these over here.
So let's do these. So what we've got here is, we don't see any of these for ages, and then two rock up because we've got the GTC.
The GTC. Yeah, well this is the
GTE.
This is the GTE, which is the hatchback, if you wish.
Yep.
Now then, this car again is a barn find.
Right, okay.
And it was in the same barn as the red Mercedes.
Right.
So they lived together.
Okay.
Now, this has allegedly only done 4,000 miles. Allegedly. We can't verify that. But the vendor who bought it, because it was a deceased estate,
Yes.
is of the opinion that it could be correct. Now, we can't tell you it is or it isn't.
No.
However, if you look at it,
Yes.
it could be.
It could be.
But what we do is we invite
Yeah.
you to come and have a look. You come to see us, we'll show you the car.
Yes.
And you make your own decisions.
Yes.
But as they go, it's exceedingly tidy.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
It's
I mean,
very
the one
tidy.
thing you don't need to worry about with these is rust, of course, except underneath.
Well, you don't know, but look at that interior.
But that interior,
That's what lends you to believe that,
does-
it could
that
be genuine.
does look remarkable, actually.
It does. You know, you look at the vinyl roof, which is perfect. The Webasto roof, everything is just, there's no grain or grit or muck or.
No.
You know, I don't know. It could
might be.
It could be.
Yeah, it might be.
But please come and see it for yourself, and you make the decision.
And Graham Walker, I noticed there's one or two
Yes.
Graham Walker sort of stickers on there, and the
Yes.
red plate of Graham Walker.
Well, that's where it came from.
He was a specialist, wasn't he?
in Chester,
In Chester.
so not a million miles away from us.
No.
So kind of
And they're a
local
great
car.
looking thing, aren't they?
They are with that engine and that and little weight.
3
they're a hell
litre
of a thing.
Essex V6,
Essex
isn't it?
V6, yeah, they were a hell of a car.
And what we're doing on price on that one then, Jim?
Well, it's going to be somewhere between £6,000, £7,000, £8,000, which, you know, an average Scimitar
Yep.
would be somewhere around those figures. If this is a 4,000 mile car,
Yes,
that could be £20,000 in reality.
could be. Yeah.
So
yeah,
who knows?
who knows?
Who knows?
But come and have a look at it.
Come and have
I
a look,
think.
yes,
yeah,
important.
yeah. And come and have a look at this as well, because
Yeah.
this is a really tidy Boxster, isn't it, Jim?
It's beautiful, this. Beautiful spec on it.
Nice spec. Drives lovely. I took this out for a
Did
spin
you?
this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, manual box on this one, I think.
Manual box, 2.7 manual, so good combination.
It's got the bows in it as well, which is
It's
a nice
got
touch.
Bose, it's got PASM, it's got electric heated memory seats, it's got the 19-inch Carrera.
Yeah, notice the wheels were a
alloys.
bit bigger than normal, weren't they?
They are 19-inch with the crest in the middle.
With the crap, yeah.
And look
You
at
got
that
the
inside, it's beautiful inside.
nice leather
isn't it?
interior. This was not a cheap car when it was new, was
No,
it?
it wasn't.
Not
And
with those options.
it's got a nice history. It was serviced, I think it was last August it was serviced. Now bear in mind Porsches are every 2 years on servicing, so
Okay.
it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's come from a
Okay.
great home who have very, very, very much looked after it.
Yeah,
And if you say it drives really nice.
it drives lovely. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? You get a feeling with cars if they're being looked after, don't you?
You do.
You just,
You
as
do, you
soon
can
as I got
tell.
in this, I just thought, it just feels right.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to put your finger on what it is, but it just feels right.
Yeah, and there's something, while you're on that point, there's something to be said about that. And I've done it myself, I'm guilty of it. You buy a car because you think it's cheap. And you think, you know, I want to watch it, I've got a cheap car.
Yeah.
And then it costs you X, Y, and Z
Yes.
to get it to a standard.
Yes.
Logically, you'd go and buy the best you can.
Yes.
Might cost you a bit more money, but I think in the long run,
Yeah.
it's cheaper.
No, I think you're right.
And that's something which I've now educated myself
Yes.
on.
Yes.
after all these years.
Yes.
So this is that car.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something that'll need doing to it. However,
Yeah.
very little. You haven't got to put tyres on, you haven't got to put pads and discs on it. It's not long been serviced. It's just right, isn't
Jim,
it?
you came across all wise and oracle-like then. It was
Did I?
Yeah, amazing.
I won't let that happen again, don't
Well done. Well done you.
It's experience, Tim.
Where are we on price-wise on that one, Jim?
Well, this is going to be somewhere between £8,000 and £10,000.
8 and 10.
Maybe a tad more because it's just nice.
It's just right, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's right.
It's just lovely.
And like linking back to your last comment, I mean, yes, that's maybe a little bit more than perhaps you could pay for a Boxster. I mean, these days you can get a Boxster for 4 or 5 grand.
Of course you can.
But it might be worth just paying the extra for that example because of what it is.
Yeah, you turn the key and away you go.
Yeah.
You haven't got to buy it, take it to a garage and spend X, Y, and Z on it.
Yeah.
That's good to go. Branded tyres, beautiful wheels. Lovely.
Now then, talking about beautiful wheels, shall we have a look at these two beauties here?
These two Japanese cars, yes.
So, a Nissan GTR.
Yes.
Is that an R34? Is that right, Jim?
I think it's a 34, yes.
It is a 34. It's an R34 Skyline GTR S-Reg. This one was imported in 2017, I think, showing 120,000 kilometres, which is about 70,000 miles, isn't it?
It is, give or take. Now,
that is a beast, isn't it? That is a brutal car.
1999 it is in Japan. Now, it comes with all its Japanese history.
Okay.
Now, I can't tell you what it says because I don't do Japanese, but it does come with all its Japanese history. Then, when it came into the country, it was a lot of money was spent on it, doing things to it in this country.
Yeah.
Like pads, discs, tyres, bits and pieces. Now, this is, what's the word I'm looking for? This is the top of the tree when it comes to GTRs. This is the car that's made famous by the Fast and Furious and Gran Turismo and all these things. This is the daddy of GTRs.
Yeah.
Do you want a GTR? This is it. If you know about GTRs, you'll know this is it.
So that was a quick car in the day.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it? I mean, it's quick now.
Yeah.
But when
it's not
they
so
were
much
launched,
its performance, it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's its originality because it's beautiful. It's iconicness, if that's a word.
Iconic. It is iconic,
It
absolutely.
is, and it's rare as hen's teeth.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Honda Integra, Type
Integra,
R.
I believe.
Type R. Red seats.
That was, and the standard back seat. That was the thing about
seat.
these.
Yep.
Yeah, people think there's something wrong, but that's how they were.
So this offers a lot of performance.
Oof, yeah.
High revving engine.
Yeah. Well, anything Type R from
16
Honda
valve,
is special.
16 valve, I think these.
Are they? They might well be.
Yep. So this one's an import, isn't it, Jim?
It is. It's come to us from a good home. It's white. It needs a bit of, well, does it? I mean,
it's not too bad actually.
It's not. You'd have it. Well, you'd have it detailed, and you think you'd transform this car.
Yeah.
It needs a good clean, just faded here and there. It needs a good clean.
Maybe a bit of a cut and a polish. Maybe.
Cut and a polish, and the usual thing on the headlights, which all cars do with the fade. But it's lovely. The interior is nice.
Yeah.
They drive superb. It's
yes,
a
they do.
Honda.
I drove that this morning, and it drives nicely. It feels incredibly well put together, as most Hondas do.
Yes.
It's showing 165,000 miles, I guess. That's what it's showing. Yeah. It certainly doesn't drive like a 165,000 mile car.
Do they? They don't. They're well looked after and well cared for. But this is the last one we had, which was a white one. I think it
flew, didn't it?
Yeah, it was 16,000, 18,000 pounds.
Yeah.
This one won't be that expensive, I'm sure. But
I think we're guiding it somewhere between 7.5 and 8.5.
Well, a lot of car for the money.
Which seems really brilliant value compared to that last one we sold.
Doesn't it just?
And we've got an MOT on this one, Jim, till April next year as well.
Can't be a bad car then, can it?
Not a bad car.
No, that's nice that. And also it looks, to be fair, stock standard.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, the rear spoiler, the correct wheels.
All the better for it, I would say.
Yes, me too.
I like a bit of originality.
Nice looking car.
Should we have a look at this Porsche, Jim, here? So this is a 968.
968.
Auto, I believe.
Yes.
As well.
Which makes it quite rare.
It does, doesn't it? Most of these I see are manuals, but that was an auto.
Yeah, that's an auto, and it's in black. Now, we have another one, which is a 968 Sport, so not to get confused.
Right.
Which is a metallic black, and it's manual.
Okay. Well, let's have a look in there, Charlotte. So you got grey leather. Do we know much more about this, Jim, or because it's not been here that long?
It's not long been here this long. It has got a huge history file. Damien showed me a history file. It's huge.
Okay.
There's been money spent on it. It's been kept clean. You know, the wheels are good. It's on Michelin tyres. And that, again, all adds to how well it's been looked after. And the paintwork is quite nice on it.
Not too bad, is it? And
it's beautiful.
We've got a 12-month ticket on it as well.
Yep.
Covered, well, it's showing 142,000 miles.
It's nothing for
one of these.
But if it's
been looked after, as it sounds though it has.
Yeah, it has.
That's okay, that.
Yeah, the mileage is not to be sniffed at all. It's got the factory sunroof. And again, it's a Porsche.
It's a Porsche as well. You like your Porsches, don't you?
I do like Porsches, but the quality on them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they're the German, the quality, they're well built, and they're a sports car.
Price-wise, Jim?
I believe it's somewhere between £8,000 and £10,000.
Okay, which sounds about right in the current market.
But don't confuse it with the manual one, because the manual one is a sport on metallic black.
Yeah.
So,
okie doke.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right.
Okay. Should we have a look at this one? So is this the final car of the day, is it, Jim?
It may well be.
I think it is. So obviously it's a project. I know it's an Alvis. Is it a TD21?
I believe so.
Okay, on the wires as well.
On the wires as well. Now this was found in a barn, and this is quite a cute story because a gentleman who we know, Andy, so hire Andy, bought a building.
Yes.
And in the garage was this.
Okay, wow.
All right. Which came
That's quite a lucky find, isn't it? Having an Alvis in the garage.
Yeah, it is. Now, I think Alvises were more gentlemanly than the likes of Jaguars and things back in the day.
Yes.
There was just something about them.
Yes.
They were just, But it is a barn find. We're going to leave it as it is because I think that just adds to its character.
Yep.
But as you say, it's on the wires. You'll see it's got no rear screen in it, but it has. It's in the boot.
Okay.
So there's a lot of parts that come with it.
Yeah.
Yes, it needs restoring, but it does run.
It does. It does run, does it?
It does run.
Wow.
It turns over and fires up.
That's a start, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a start.
The clutch isn't working on it, but, you know, it's to be expected, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
that's a fine-looking car, isn't it?
Well, it is.
That is a fine-looking...
That's a beautiful-looking car.
Nice.
It's a great colour for it as well.
So, but a great project for the winter, that, Jim, for somebody.
Yeah. And okay, yes, it is a project, but it's not a rotten one.
No.
I think it's all there.
And is that a no reserver?
No, has got a reserve.
Has got a reserve.
It's between £5,000 and £6,000.
Right. Okay.
But
understandable.
Do you know
what it is?
Yeah, being an Alvis.
Yes.
But it is. Yeah. As you say, that is it's a project, and yes, it'll take you a wee while. But what a rewarding car you'll have at the end.
It is. Now, I might have mentioned that this was the last car, but I've got a big slice of Land Rover behind me, which I've forgotten to do. So should we do that now?
And another Fiat.
Oh, and another one. You see, look at that little chap there. Just popped in there whilst we weren't looking. Let's do these two then. So I'll talk about this one.
Okay.
Charlotte, just get a picture of that. Talk about something that looks purposeful and ready for the off-road.
I think it looks great.
This looks as though it could go anywhere at any time.
Yeah. And you can sleep with it because it's got the roof box.
It's got the tent box. You've got the light bar at the front. You've got the snorkel. You've got these huge grippy tyres here.
Yeah.
The BF Goodrich tyres, which aren't cheap. They match all the way around. You've got the Eifel Williams trailer top there.
Yeah. It's got the checker plate in all the right places as well.
More importantly, underneath, Charlotte, you've also got a galvanised chassis. I'm not expecting you to crawl under there, but there will be
photographs of it on the internet.
Yeah, we have a receipt as well for the galvanised chassis.
That's good.
Slightly extended, so it's a 100-inch chassis on this one.
So it's an individual car, isn't it?
It's a very, very individual built. It goes very nicely. It's got a bulletproof diesel engine in it. All the spec is on the website because there's quite a lot to tell about this car. It's actually got a later dash in it as well. So you can see in it, it's all very tidy. It's all been very well done.
It's very tidy, isn't it? It's not been abused, has it?
Not been abused.
It's been well looked after.
This has come from a customer called Graham. So hello to Graham, who also owns the little midget over there as well.
Right, okay.
He's just having a little change of
a clear round.
life circumstances, as it were, and decided to move some stuff on. So I've driven this. It's a love. It drives really nicely, actually.
It's even got the winch and the bull
bar. Got the winch. It's got the bull bar. You've got a tow bar on the front.
LED lights.
LED lights.
It's got the lot.
It's just been done really well. Now this car is guided up somewhere between 7 and 8. Oof. I hate to think how much it will cost to do this these days. You're probably looking at least that just to convert the car.
Yeah. I've seen these similar things for 20, 30, 40,000 pounds.
Yeah. So there's a whole heap of Land Rover there for the money. Yeah. I really hope that goes to a deserving home, as it were, because Graham's wasn't keen on selling it, but it has to go. So let's find a new home for it, and let's find a new home for this as well, because that is so cute.
Well, this has come from the same home as the other red Fiat 500.
Right.
Now this is a right-hand drive version. Obviously, it's in white with the red interior.
Yes.
And again, it's just nut and bolt. Now, the gentleman who owns them has really gone to town on them.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's brand new, isn't it? You look at the engine bay on it.
There you go, Charlotte.
It's absolutely.
Now, I had one of these in the day, Jim. It was a little bit slower than my Mercury Grey XR2.
Really? You're not mentioning that?
Slightly slower, but just as much fun.
I can believe it.
The thing is with these, they're so easy to drive and so easy to park. The lovely little cars, very practical as well. You can put the sunroof back on a summer's day. These are charming little cars to own. In the winter, less so, but certainly in the summer, they're great. And this one being a UK car as well, by the looks of it, right-hand drive, looks in great nick.
It is. It's beautiful. And it lends itself to so many things. Yes, you could drive it and enjoy it. You could make it into in a showroom or a shop. It could be a feature.
Yeah.
You could put it in your hallway in your mansion. It can be anything you want it to be.
Yes.
But it's very, very nice.
It is, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
It's been done really well. Really well.
Yeah.
I like that. Price-wise on that one, Jim?
Price-wise on that one is somewhere between 9 and 11.
Okay.
But again, if the world's a proper place, it should do a lot more than that.
Should do a lot more.
Should.
I really like that colour combination. It's the white with the red. That's stunning, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a super little car. Great stuff. Okay, well, I think...
You think that's it?
I think that's it now. I'm just standing around. Like Jim said before, we've got cars everywhere today, haven't we? So, sorry I missed those last two, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, we had 14 cars arrive yesterday.
In the rain.
In the rain. And it was it was a great day. But anyway, so, yes, this is what we've got. As I said before, this is the last one before Paul does his on Wednesday. And he will go a little bit more in depth on the cars. In the meantime, any questions, any thoughts, just come and give us a call.
Yep.
We invite you to come and see the vehicles. It's important because we have our lovely premises. We have our viewing days Wednesday, Thursday and Friday.
Yep.
We're open late night Thursday till 7 o'clock. But we implore you, please come and see the cars because my opinion, Tim's opinion, your opinion may be slightly different. But if you come and see it, we'll give you the paperwork. Bring biscuits, that's important, and we'll make you a cup of tea.
That's the most important bit, isn't it?
It is, but don't be like Jared and eat his own biscuits. But anyway, we'll forgive him because he's a nice chap. But anyway, come and see us, come and see the cars. It's important, as I say, you need to do that.
Yep. Okay, great stuff.